What's up, fam? It's Randy B. Just got in my car and I'm checking my messages on Facebook, and I'm so annoyed right now. I had to just go ahead and post just right here off the cuff. People are writing comments after my article about the rewriting of history after my visits to the castles in Ghana, a couple of the castles, because I think there's something like 40 there. That one time or another housed people, Africans who were enslaved. And let me say this. Know your history. And I'm talking about black people, white people, all people. Know your history. Because some of you guys, I understand. I understand why you do it, because you have been taught false history. You are suffering from the same white fragility that the historians that wrote our history books were suffering from. And, you keep trying to minimize, diminish, put like air freshener over shit to make black people, Africans that were enslaved, that were kidnapped, taken away from their families, housed in castles that they built. Understand, this was their continent, castles that they built. You came over, you enslaved them and put them in castles that they built. And eventually, many of them died, and then you put them in boats and you set it up where they either died, where they worked themselves to death, or they were beaten to death. So let's just be real about it. And I need for all the lies to stop. The one lie, the picking of the truth, the picking out of the truth, where people keep saying on my page, well, Africans sold slaves too. Africans were selling slaves. Europeans were selling slaves, as if it was this community mixed with that was democratic, that people were of all races involved in the slave industry. That's bullshit. It's fully bullshit, because you're picking the parts that make you feel better. What the situation was is that the Europeans came over and they enslaved Africans. When they needed more Africans and they needed the cooperation of Africans, because it's them who's in a foreign land, they pitted African tribes against one another. They pitted Africans against one another, just like they did when they brought us over here. They made light-skinned slaves hate